Whew. Today, guys, we're back with another video, and this is gonna be what if Naruto was in my news story on Wattpad. Since it's not out yet, I'm gonna be creating a storyline that I'll rewatch as to gain a grasp on with what my story shall be like. So make sure that y'all press the like button and excuse me. Ooh. All right. Now, Naruto. Now, this is just a storyline and a startup as to help my Wattpad story get more views. So, thank y'all for joining this video, and let's get that in. Let's dive deep in, and let's get started. We see fairly dark-skinned man hovering above thousands of dead bodies. You can't do this. I told you, you can't. The man says to see a yellow-haired man with kunai, two three-pronged kunai within his hands, and yellow hair and blue eyes. In in the rest of the such known as Minuto Namikaze. We then see the other man with with yellow hair and blue eyes, slick back hair like Mamoru Uchiha, and war armor. You can't, Minuto. Why would you do this? Why? What's the reason for you wanting to do this? Simple. I'll kill my son. He murdered his mother. So, this will perfectly finish off what he's done. He took his mother and he murdered her. You and I both know he didn't. I don't give a fuck. As then Minuto flew through the air, slamming his whatever they call it, kunai, jabbing down against the man with who had two swords. He stopped hit Minuto's kunai, then spun around, trying to slice Minuto. Minuto then bagged back, literally, bagged back. The blade was unable to cut him. Then he went for a kick, landing a solid kick into Minuto's head. Minuto then flew back, shaking his head. Damn it, it's those Uzumaki genes. You experimented on yourself with my wife's genes. You're just like him. You're disgusting. As we then see Naruto right under the battle ensuing with a good chunk of the leaf destroyed. With the battle, clanks of metal could be heard. Then Minato flew to the ground, realizing he wouldn't be able to do what he wanted. If I can't do it, as then he did hand signs. Then he threw his kunai right above his son. Then then he said, "Then the beast will." As he took a kunai with a string on it, then threw it up to the Nine Tails. As the Nine Tails was under um genjutsu that was created by hand signs, not by Sharingan or any dojutsu. Then he slammed his hand onto Naruto while charging chakra and pulling the chakra out of the beast until the beast was completely absorbed in a storage seal. If he doesn't die, the beast will torment him his whole entire life. This was a simple storage seal, like with Gaura's, because y'all always saying Gaura's. It's Gaura, Gara, Gara. And then the beast was sealed within Naruto. And then he jumped back. How could you, Minato? That's your own son! And then he flew towards Minato, slashing around. The battle caused caused small earthquakes until Minato claimed his brother's head by throwing his kunai up in the air, then throwing the next one below his feet. Quickly, he went into the air as his brother looked for him. Minato then summoned the god of death, then appeared under his feet and murdered both of them. Naruto's POV at the age of 1 year old. Because of the Nine Tails Fox, Naruto had learned language quite quickly. But it was not the regular English language, but instead profanity and other curse words that could be easily noticed. And he had also learned multiple words that showed hate and disgust. Naruto, at the age of 1 year old, called Hiruzen a flesh bag and a stupid brat. Hiruzen, sharing the anger that his father had, but on a far, far, far lower scale, he slapped Naruto senseless. Naruto moves around his body, his head shaking. After that, afterwards, the Hokage was rather cold towards Naruto, which allowed villagers and others to, since Sarutobi didn't really like Naruto and didn't really protect Naruto, it allowed the other villagers to attack Naruto, which led to rapid, rapid destruction of Naruto's body. By the age of 4 years old, he had met the literal death god almost 2059. Well, almost 3,000 times, with the real actual number being 2,778. A quite large number. Naruto, within his life, will be cold, with the Biju constantly spilling energy out of the storage seal and being angered. Being angered in any way possible, he would gain an aspect of the Jubi's power that Naruto didn't gain because it got erased. Because of the fact that Naruto cured the Jubi. The QB. His bloodlust mode. Now, the bloodlust mode is a powerful mode where Naruto's skin grows darker and he releases rapid amounts of bloodlust that even the likes of Mamoru Uchiha would piss his pants to. Naruto was thinking while on a cross with multiple blades running through his stomach. Another brush with death, he thought. Another time, it's all the same. As then, since the villagers got bored because of the fact that Naruto was not giving them what they desired. They desired him to scream and shout in pain, but he wasn't. He didn't. Naruto had gotten so used to pain from everyone around him that his brain had to constantly create, the actual chemical that the brain creates that is used to numb out pain. It pumps out so much that he really cannot feel pain sometimes. But he's always in so much pain that it feels like he's being constantly sliced with a knife. Naruto then used a good sum of his power to yank himself from the cross. He fell down with his knees weak and his body weak as well. Damn it, Naruto thought. He couldn't move. Later that day, Anbu found Naruto's body discarded, but he knew that Naruto would not die because of the fact that Naruto was a lot more hated and a lot more had more brushes with death, a lot more. And this is only a 2 year old Naruto. By the way, Naruto was smart enough to speak actual English, walk, write, and talk, and read a little by the age of 1 because of the fact that he was so advanced. His Uzumaki genes and Uzumaki cells rapidly progressed at an alarming rate. Naruto, after healing, he finally broke. This is when he gained his bloodless mode. Naruto found a wooden stick that was that was he didn't know it yet, but it was no what he thought was a wooden stick, but it was actually a wooden katana. Naruto liked the feel of this weird object, so he decided to figure out how it worked. After testing this out, he he heard voices. Then he turned around to see um a chewing and a joning, and they were just random. By the way, did you hear about the Nine Tails brat? Yeah, he got what he deserved. It's a demon. I'm so bored. You want to go spar? Yeah, we are close to the training field, so we might as well. Naruto, after hearing the voice, grew scared. I mean, he had enough pheromones to numb the pain, but he was still afraid of dying. He then quickly placed down the sword and tried to run as quickly as he could, but it was ineffective. The people then arrived to see Naruto, actually feel Naruto's presence. They then grabbed onto, since his chakra levels are gigantic, they thought that this was a Jonin. He quickly grabbed onto his blade and then swung the blade through the tree while Naruto was hiding behind it, trying to peep. Naruto then felt an immense pain shoot down his body. He hadn't felt pain in a long time, considerably. He jumped back with his pain. You demon! One of them said after seeing Naruto. They quickly started to beat upon Naruto. Afterwards, they were done. Whew, that was fun. I don't feel like training anymore. Let's leave in the field. Naruto was considering his life decisions as then an immense anger came upon him. Naruto's skin turned darker. His hair started to float up almost as if he was in Super Saiyan. Then his eyes began to darken until they reached the color of purple, of a dark purple. And then he got up with his whisker marks surprisingly not growing more profound. And this, by the way, is stronger than his Biju mode. This power is going to be a huge boost simply because it's stronger than his Biju mode. The reason why it's stronger than his Biju mode is because he's not gaining his Biju mode. And I ain't gonna make it 2 steps. We are giving my nigger ultimate power. Anyway, with his eyes and his power grew to an unmeasurable extent. The tuning, once walking away, they felt an immense This was even larger than they'd ever felt before, even larger than the third Hokage. This was an incredible amount of power. They then rushed back to see Naruto. You'll pay for that. As he had the wooden katana. Once he grabbed onto the wooden katana, the wood started to peel off to create a sharpened wooden katana. He then no. I see my hair. You can't go inside your vanity while I'm making my video. You can see your hair. You've seen it. Then Naruto flashed through his opponents. He didn't know what he was doing, but so he just swung everywhere, creating his technique uncountable. It was dangerous. The bodies fell towards the ground. They were destroyed. Naruto had turned them into every chunk of their matter around the size of sushi rolls. Then the blade then Naruto then placed the blade back within the satchel placed the blade back down as he thought he would, like the training ground. We did have at least 10-year time skip. No, by the way, he gains this immense power at the age of, let's say, 3. So we have a 9-year time skip. 9. Let's say 9. We see a 12-year-old Naruto attending. No. Let's give it a 4. A 4-year time skip. No, let's say. Let me think. Naruto was 3 at the time. 3 plus 2 equals 4. No, equals 5 and such. And then 3 more. And you have a 6-year time skip. Naruto had a 6-year time skip. Naruto just joined the academy. He was an all-star. All of the girls, no matter what their parents did, they liked him because of the fact that Naruto was unable to turn off his badger, his new transformation. He looked almost the same every day, but he released an incredible amount of bloodlust, which kind of scared all of the girls away. Outside, Neji, before the guy stuff. Lee walked outside to see Naruto sitting by the tree. He felt uneasy just looking at Naruto. He didn't know what it was, but he knew what his father told him about Naruto. As he then told Neji, let's go bully the idiot. Sitting near the tree with a lot of pretty much shoot ton. Like Nettie doesn't. Lee doesn't. The only reason why Lee is not dead from all of this constant energy is because the range of it can vary from how angry he is. If he is incredibly angry, his reach of how much bloodless he is currently leaking could leak out to literally anywhere. Since he's currently not angry, he has no reason to constantly leak bloodlust onto everywhere. But once you hit in that zone, it's nine tails amount of bloodlust just booming on you. Lee then walked in on the bloodlust as he hit the ground instantly. Naruto then shortened the amount as to release Lee from his clutches. Lee then got up, breathing heavily. What the hell was that? Lee thought. Naruto, while looking at Lee, thought he could be a possible friend. Then Naruto's skin lightened completely. His hair then shifted down and his transformation ceased to exist. And then he asked Lee with a gigantic smile on his face, "Do you want to be my friend?" As he handed out his hand as to be friends with Naruto. As then Lee looked at him and then shot his leg towards Naruto's head. He then said, "You fucking brat," cursing. Naruto then, once seeing this, he knew that it was a small chance that Lee would become his friend, but he wanted to capitalize on it. Because of this, he became moody in his BJ mode, then activated. Lee then fell to the ground, knocked out. His skin, his badger. Why am I keep on saying a badger mode? It's probably because on Antimatter Simulator, I don't have badger mode. Yeah. Whew. This is a long video. This is how long. It's a pretty long video. But I have to say, congrats to me. Anyway, Naruto then disappeared since he knew that Lee wouldn't accept his friendship. He wanted to get away from Lee. And then everyone across the field felt an immense amount of energy of ki just wave over them. Then they dropped to the ground, then got up shortly afterwards, like just only within a second's range. Then They looked over to see Naruto's usual spot, since that's the feeling that they got once around Naruto. But Naruto was nowhere to be found. They then looked elsewhere to see the swing sets. A boy, they knew that if that's the place that he decides to claim, they couldn't go there anymore. Since Naruto was too scary for them to actively want to do so. And thank y'all guys. Make sure that y'all go on wattpad. Let me type that in. No. Wattpad. Go to Wattpad. And and that's where I will be releasing further episodes for this. So I put part 1. So it's this video, this certain topic will not be on the rest of the series. It's not going to be on YouTube until I get the first 45 people watching my No, how about this? The first 5 people. Excuse me. The first 5 people reading the Wattpad version of this. That's the only way I'm going to put the rest of this story on to this platform specifically. Thank y'all guys. Make sure that y'all like, subscribe, and give your boy subscribers. Thank you. Also, comment down on the video for what y'all want to watch next. What's